Well, this is going to be a pretty big day for me. I am proving that I have a voice and that I can do a review on YouTube, not just short shooting clips. So, that's big for me. This is a Italian police surplus Beretta 92S model. You'll probably see up there. It's an ex-policed Italian police service pistol. It's very similar to the Beretta 92 FS and the Beretta 92 that came before it. Biggest difference is going to be that heel magazine release. And a few other subtle changes. Being that Canada has a unique situation, we're stuck with the pistols we are. I should have probably gotten a 92 FS. It was very fast to sell out, so I had the opportunity to buy a 92S and I jumped on it. I don't regret it. It is a very nice pistol. It could definitely be stuck with worse. In fact, I am stuck with a gun that is worse than this. One of the features that stands out right away from this, compared to the later 92 FS series, or the M9 everyone is familiar with, is the European style of magazine release, which is on the heel. It has a button here. It's been quite a workaround to try and train with. Not that I would take this competition shooting, but I don't have a lot of choices in firearms these days if I ever wanted to get into it. So it's something that can be worked with. Certainly worse pistols for that out there. The safety is reminiscent of the modern Berettas, where it is this slide-mounted lever, essentially. One of the main differences is that it is not ambidextrous. So screw you, left-handed people. In fact, this whole pistol is not very left-hander friendly, with the heel release being on the left side of the pistol. But again, I couldn't care less. I don't shoot wrong-handed, so. Now I'm proving myself wrong by holding the gun left-handed. But as you might be able to see, if the camera ever focuses, the sights on this one are a lot more difficult than your modern style Beretta sights. They are, from what I can tell, they are a lot lower, a lot less defined, and they don't have the 3-dot or 2-dot system of the modern Berettas. I do say that out of the pistols I own, this is the pistol I actually shoot the best, the most accurately, that is. I do find the trigger to be better than a lot of my other pistols, but we're not comparing much, so it is what it is.
Get ready.
Yep.
Stand by.
This does disassemble just exactly the same as a modern Beretta with the lever and push button. One thing I have noticed, I have actually held another one of these before. That model did not have, one of the biggest changes in terms of safety for the Beretta was this slide catch. Not slide catch, but slide retainer, I guess. One of the things that was very controversial about the M9's adoption was the slides breaking. As far as I know, there's a great video by Small Arms Solutions on this. That is more of an ammunition problem than it was the actual pistol's fault. That being said, when Beretta sued the U.S. government for defamation, basically getting some compensation for their defamation, was one of the clauses was the U.S. government has to pay for the upgrade, and it's this. This little circular disc and this matching cutout in the slide will stop it if basically the weak point is right by the lugs here, where the lugs index. Here is a better view of the actual slide itself. You can see clearly the thinnest part is where the actual lugs are locking into the slide and unlocking. This pistol is dirty, I just shot it. So when that happens, these tend to break. The back of the slide will come flying off. It did fly off into some SEAL's face. Apparently he wasn't significantly injured. But if that happens, this little groove should capture the rear part in conjunction with the disc on the back here. Now, that is sort of strange for this pistol. As I've said, this is kind of the predecessor to the M9 in US service. This one being an Italian police service pistol. Because these wouldn't have gotten that upgrade initially. They were built without it. I've actually handled another one that did not have this groove. So what I've been able to find is this is a later modification by Beretta, basically a refurbishment to their existing 92S pistol. Now, I could be wrong. If I am wrong, please correct me. But it appears that is the case. I don't know when this would have been, probably towards the latter half of its service. I imagine sometime 80s, 90s, or even 2000s. These were in service with the Italian police for a long, long time, eventually being phased out. The standard barrel locking block should be identical to a modern Beretta. I haven't tried putting a new block in it. This pistol has God knows how many rounds. It's probably a couple thousand with me already, and I don't know, probably 2,000 to 3,000 rounds with me in my years of owning it. But who knows how many rounds have gone through this thing. There is a significant amount of barrel rub, barrel wear, but it doesn't actually do anything. And check this out, Beretta nerds. I have a metal guide rod that you pay extra money for. These were a standard on the older 92 series pistols, so probably due for replacement spring at this point, but we'll see how it goes. One sort of quirk about this pistol, I mean, I've talked about it extensively at this point, but the heel magazine release on this pistol does prove kind of challenging if you are trying to run it fast. It's just a different system, and I have gotten used to it. These are all empty, by the way. I have gotten used to it. With the surplus mags, there is a little bit of stick to them. It may have something to do with the fact that they are dimpled at 10 rounds and it kind of messes up the body. But when doing reloads, basically I'll do one or two things. So I'll have obviously the mag in the gun. And if I need to drop the magazine, I'll be shooting, come off the gun, hit the magazine release, mag falls free, come in with the other gun, or with the other mag, sorry, run the slide release, boom. Another way to do it is to come with your other magazine, your other hand, come up to the gun. You can either hit the button, pinch the magazine out, toss it out, slam the new one in, or you can come up, hit the button, insert mag, boom. So, a couple methods of actually reloading it. One problem inherent to a lot of Berettas, not the Beretta 92 or the original, that is, a lot of the modern ones that have the frame mounted safety and no decocker, is when running the slide. I almost always run I can reach it with my thumb, the slide release right here. Some people like to do slingshotting, which is coming over the slide, pulling back, and letting go. But as you can see here, the gun is now decocked, because when I ran the slide, I actually pushed down on the decocker enough to decock the pistol when it ran. My decocker or decocker spring is very light, and when I am at open slide here and the decocker is down, sometimes, in fact most times, the safety will actually turn itself back off after it decocks. Well, that time it didn't do it, but as you saw earlier, let's see if I can get it to go. There we go. So it decocked, but it turned it off safe. So this is a replacement safety. Of all the things to break on my surplus pistol, the safety went first, and it broke right in two off on this, basically right here. There was a big crack, and it broke as I was shooting it, so that was awesome. This is a replacement safety. I don't remember my old safety having that problem, but it's actually kind of not bad, because if I ever accidentally do it, there's a chance it'll be off safe anyway, in which case I just have to run a double action. It is a little bit harder to actually do that on this specific Beretta pistol because it's not ambidextrous. So I can't decock it by pushing down on this side. I have to, in order to accidentally do that, I have to be putting downward pressure basically on my palm when I run it like such. So, not too bad. Other than that, everything else is pretty much exactly the same. Obviously, this is a little before the railed version, so it's not like the M9A1s, which is the Marines version, or any of the M9A3s or M9A4s, where you have a bit of railed section there. So, yeah.
Okay, we're going to finish off with some shooting, just so you can laugh and see how bad of a pistol shooter I really am. I have two surplus mags that have been crushed to 10 rounds, and two purpose-built Beretta aftermarket mags that are made to be 10 rounds. I'll start with the surplus. I meant to do that. These are the Beretta mags. Very nice. Definitely some misses there. Mostly it's all on the trigger. On a nice smoky bright day like this, the sights don't really play too much of a factor. Very nice and bright. They do let in a good amount of light on either side, which I prefer in an iron sight. Most of it is me. How I'm pulling the trigger on this pistol. As good as the trigger is, I'm just as bad to compensate. So, yeah, it's a very nice pistol. I hope you enjoyed the review. You got something out of it. I guess you can like subscribe. I don't know. Whatever you want.
How's this for sacrilege? Oh. Well, that's pretty much all I can say about this specific pistol today. This is my first review, so I guess tell me how it did. Yeah, very fun to shoot. I shoot it pretty accurately. Well, I try to shoot it pretty accurately. Please let me know in the future what other guns you wanted to see. Obviously, I have very few selection in terms of pistols, so let me know if you want to see the USP, the Tokarev. Eventually I will get my Beretta 1951 back up and running. As you can see, currently we've run into a bit of a snag. This is the barrel assembly from my 1951, along with a new locking block. This suffered a catastrophic failure when I was shooting it. Wasn't shooting plus P or anything like that, but what ended up happening was the locking block actually shattered. The wing on the left here actually broke and came dislodged. Unlike the open top of the 92 series, so when I have this closed, you can actually see the top surfaces of the locking blocks. The 1951 actually has a closed slot there.
so you cannot actually access the locking lugs from the top. Which means if your locking lug breaks, this is a warning to all you 1951 owners out there, it is almost impossible to take it off. What ended up happening was that little piece came dislodged, rotated sideways, and got stuck between the frame and the slide. And it basically, well, you need to take the slide off to access the locking lugs, and it would jam up the slide. You actually couldn't remove the slide. Took a lot of hammering and basically shaking the gun to get it into the correct position to actually take the slide off. So for the time being, this is a long way of saying I will not be doing a 1951 video anytime soon. Because I have not figured out a way to actually drill out this stripped little pin there. Of course, every gun manufacturer has to use a goddamn flathead screw, and it's so tiny. Of course I stripped it. So I'm gonna have to drill that out. I did get, thank you Numrich, this is also from this is from Aztec Armory, but this is from Numrich. This little guy here did get that along with some nice magazines. This is a replacement screw to actually, it basically holds in the locking block. So that is a project for the future. For now, let me know if you want to see any videos on my Tokarev or USP, or more Beretta 92 content. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you can, please subscribe. I will be making videos in the future. So please let me know.